This is TCS interview, first round on 20th
Hi
February.
Srikanth, wait okay, I'm adding Tarun here.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are in. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Hi Vishal, hi Venu. Good
Hi
morning.
Anisha. Hi Vishal.
Hi Anisha, good evening.
So Venu, can you briefly explain about your career experience and what are the domains that you have worked on so far, and what are the current roles and responsibilities that you are performing in your current project?
Yeah, okay. Coming to myself, my name is Venu Srikanth, and I'm having total experience of 5 years 11 months. In that relevant Tosca experience is 3.8 years. I started as a manual tester in Chindusoft company. There I worked like 1 year 8 months like that. After that I worked in People Prime World Limited for the client Cognizant. There I started working with the Tosca automation tool. So there I started with Tosca web applications API and database too. So after that I further continued as a full-time employee. After 6 months I was converted to full-time employee with Cognizant. There I worked for another 3.3 years. After that last company is my S&P Global. There I worked on manual and Pyraft automation. So coming to my roles and responsibility in these companies are that, like I am responsible for a major part of automation. We have like three applications which are related to pet insurance domain. These are like MPI QC, VBQC, and legacy QC. These are related to pet insurance, accidental illness, hereditary, and wellness kind of health issues will be covered in this insurance. This is a US based client nationwide. So, so I'm responsible for automating most of the UI test cases. API automation also we did. There we have like a database testing too. We generally start with the requirement section, and based on the risk based testing and the weightage of the requirements, we will start designing the test cases. And I'm responsible for executing the test case and generating the reports based on that. And manual also we have to do, like creating defects and writing some manual test cases, executing them, and if any issues means we raise the defects. Those kind of things we did.
So you have like in introduction you mentioned you work with requirement section, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay. For example, having 5 scenarios.
Okay.
I want to segregate which scenario I need to automate first. How you will calculate your requirement? What is your aggregate weight? What is the frequency weight that you will calculate? How you will calculate, and based on which manner you will give your weights?
Yeah, got it. We have a weighting range of 1 to 5 in this. Based on the frequency class and the damage class, we define the weights, these complex weights. It's like based on the severity. Here we come. Frequency is like how frequently we are using that feature. Some website will have login feature. If we are able to log in only, we will be able to work on the other modules of that application. So login comes as a high, that is 5 as a frequency. So because login is the most frequently used test case, so without it it cannot be performed anything. Like based on that, if we give frequency as 5, and based on that damage class also, if the login functionality is not working means how critical is that functionality, how it impact it can create in the uh, application point of view. So business point of view, this we will calculate, and we can define some range 1 to 5 here also. So this will be calculate complex will be calculated 2 to the power of frequency class into 2 to the power of damage class values. So this complex weight will be generated in this way.
Okay, so have you worked on TCD test case design?
Yeah, test case design. In this, we have to create test sheet. We have to have certain data like if we have text boxes, radio buttons, these kind of objects. How we have, right? For this, we have to create attributes. For each and every attribute, we can have multiple instances. Like if you can take some text box means you can give some static data or dynamic data using some regular expressions or random regex text also we can give. And if you have some drop down values like these kind of values we can set up in the value range also, and we can pass it as the instance value also. Based on that value, that selection will be taken during the test case. Like for one test sheet we can have multiple test cases, and we have something like orthogonal linear expansion, all combination, pairwise combination for generating a test case in the test sheet section. So we have some business relevance also in this test sheet. So if it is relevant to business means it will give us yes, so it will be colored as dark red color for that. So if it is not relevant to business relevance means it will be flagged as no, so it will be little bit pinkish color. So this is used for admin data like what is the any version is updated, who is the tester design this test sheet. These kind of details will be saved in business relevance no, and we have business relevance result also, that is for verification purpose.
Okay, so what are the three types of relations are available in test case design?
Three types of
Relations.
Relations. You mean condition or what? I didn't get it. Relations.
No, I'm not talking about, you have explained about the combinations.
Yeah.
So we do have relations as well. What kind of relations that we have?
Like you're asking about instance like valid instance or invalid instance, these kind of data. Not getting.
No.
Character of the instance.
No, not toggle character or something. Okay, we'll move to next question. So I am having one screen where you have encountered a screen where the standard Tosca scanning does not work. Okay, like a custom control in desktop app. They take any app. Okay, custom control. So what techniques would you use to automate that?
Yeah. Firstly, based on that application, we have to scan. Generally, most of the web application it will take HTML scanning. If it is a desktop application, means while we are scanning, we have something like a Winx also. UIA also we have. If it is a browser based, means another engine is like Vision AI we have. So if all other engines are not working means we try to use the Vision AI. So it will be helpful based on that all the algorithm. It will try to give the details of that element with to make it that unique, so that we'll be able to identify and execute during that.
Here my question is like the page itself not visible, right? The Tosca scanning does not work for the basic custom control page which I am having. So I tried with all UIA, HTML and everything. If you'll go with UIA and Vision AI or Winx, sometimes it will only work in your system, not for others. The same module, if they wanted to use, it won't work. So in that case, what you will do?
Custom based control you're asking, right? For scanning purpose.
Yes.
We can create embedded controls also based on the properties we can use by inspecting that. We can give the properties like inner text and relevant properties. Based on that, inspecting that element, we can create a custom control to identify that.
Okay. So you said you work with APIs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. For example, you need to call a REST API before starting your test case execution.
Okay.
How do you achieve using Tosca API? What are the prerequisites that you have to do? And what exactly the difference between the SOAP UI and REST API here and the JSON file when we'll import? What are the different authorizations that we need to perform before going to give the request?
Yeah, got it. I worked mostly on REST API, I didn't work on SOAP API. So coming to the REST API, representative state transfer, here we have like most of the methods like get, post, put, delete. Uh, we have like we can scan it like using the URI or file scan also. For file, we can also create a JSON file also, we can upload and scan that to find the number of objects in it in the data based on the payload. And we can create something like item. Under the item we have like multiple attributes which are repeated for all the objects. Like if you are having like doing the some get call or something, means like if you're getting 10 types of object, so data will be repeated like id and some name of that tool, some description of that tool. These kind of data will be repeated. So set of the data will be scanned as a business parameter. So these modules will be using for the calling that API. We have like endpoints and resources, headers and parameters, and authorizations. We have like basic authentication and bearer token authentication. We use mostly like bearer token authentication. It's like 24 hours working for that APIs to work, access. Uh, these we can call in the normal UI test case also before doing any if you want to call these APIs before doing any UI automation also, we can integrate them in the single test case itself. But if you're doing separately as a scanning and creating some API test cases, means we have to export these into when we are exporting to the component folder, it will be coming as separate request module and response module. And along with that we are getting a created test case. In this we have like same test steps, request and response test steps will be there. But here we have to create business parameters for that modules, both in the request section and the response section. So we have to set the data in the body, and we have to run once before checking creating these exporting this as a modules and the test cases. So if everything okay, we create like for a endpoint we create a resource, we create and we can create for headers and the parameters also we can create. um, for body also we can create these business parameters. The action mode which we use for API inputting is that insert will be used, but for response we will use mostly verify action mode. We can do buffering also if it is required for next API sections.
Okay. So have you ever used on the steering parameters and the configuration parameters in the Xcan module level?
Yeah, like I use
Okay,
like
can you please list out some configuration parameters where we can go and we can add?
yeah, mostly we use like explicit name, so that if you have some elements like similar elements which are having similar properties like some checkboxes or radio buttons, that we can handle with by scanning one element itself by taking the index position using the explicit name. Like we have to select the only similar properties, not the unique properties here. And using that explicit name we can define the position in the test step level itself, like providing hash1 or hash2, that kind of positioning. We can select the particular element by scanning the single element. Also we have like constraint index. Constraint index also similar thing to explicit name, but here we are not able to uh, select that particular indexing position in the test step level. Here we have to pass as a buffered value in that business sorry, that properties section, so that that element will be identified during the runtime. So that we have to run the tbox set buffer before itself, what is the buffered value we are setting up. So this buffered value will be passed into the next step. So it will identify that number, like what is that we are sending, like buffered value. If we are sending as a 4 means, it will identify that 4 value will be passed into the property section to identify that based on the similar properties. So constant index is used like that. And when we are selecting some element on the UI also, if you are selecting identify by index also, in the backend it will create constant index for us for that positioning, like 1 or 2 it will take in that based on the selection. So we can create this manually, or constant index, or if you are selecting identify index also, it will create it in the backend for that property. And coming to the test case parameters, we have like a browser we use for every test case, and synchronization wait on synchronization timeout during wait on. This is for especially for increasing our wait on time based on the settings. If we have like 10 seconds means, we can increase that set override those values by defining at the TCP level. We have like a test data endpoint, test data repository, and we have like on verification failure, on exception failure, on dialog failure. We have like a test case retrace, test step retrace, and test step value retrace. These are the multiple TCP values I used. Hello.
Okay. So Srikanth, can you tell me what is a dynamic expression, and give me some examples of dynamic expressions in Tosca?
Yeah, we have random regular expression. This is better than random text, because in random text we cannot filter out the numericals. But if you want to filter out the numericals, here we have to define number of characters we want to define. Like in the random regex, we have to specify the uh, range like A to Z in the square braces, and if it is a small a to z, number of characters we need it should be defined after that in the flower parenthesis. So here we can limit a number of uppercase letters and lowercase letters also, numericals also. If you want, we can include it, or if you don't want, we can exclude it.
Okay. So only random
Regular expression,
nothing
direct
advanced.
regular expression also we have, that is mostly used in the property section. Like when we are having one title, that page, like when we are clicking on the other links, the title of the page is changing means. So when we are scanning that page, even though part of that static, we put the like asterisk mark, sorry, wildcard. So but the dynamic part changing complete, if the complete title is changing also, we can handle with putting the regular expression in the title property. Or it will be helpful not
Okay.
only for in title, other properties also, like inner text also we can use a regular expression.
Yeah, fine. Other than this, any other dynamic expressions? So you told regular expression and random regular expression, right? So other than this, any other types are also there?
Random text we have, random decimal we have, random number we have, string length we have, string replace we have, um, string upper, string lower we have, to convert to uppercase or
Okay.
lowercase.
Okay, I'm giving you one text in the chat bar. Okay, share your screen and then open the notepad.
Okay.
Okay, so I sent you one number in the chat. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is my invoice amount. Okay, in one of my SAP SD invoice, I have getting this amount. The total number of all the products I have added into an order. When I add this is the final invoice amount I was getting. Okay, so I need to copy this one and then paste it in some other application or in some other screen. Okay, so that screen it will not accept the decimal places. Like say it is in the Indian rupees. Okay, Indian currency. So that 0.89 is paisa. So that field will not accept the paisa. It will accept only the rupee value. So I need to round up this value and then input that number out there. So can you give me a syntax which will give me the rounded up value for this one?
Yeah. Math operation we have to use. I'm taking as a buffered value. That's it.
Okay. Can you enter it, because we are not able to
Yeah.
see it properly? Okay, so what will be the output for that syntax?
It will be a rounded value 567.
Okay, but for 567 not 89, the rounded value should come as 568, right?
Sorry,
So
568.
round off means if it is more than
Yeah,
0.50,
got
it
it,
should
got
be
it.
the next number.
Got it, sorry. 568.
Okay, okay. So in one of the application, I need to enter the current month name. Okay. Suppose this month is February, so if I execute this month, it should enter the value as FEB. If I execute the script in December, it should enter the value of DEC. So can you give me syntax which will give that value so that I can enter in that field?
If you enter like this means it will give the current month.
Okay. What if I needed it in the number? Suppose
N
for
month we
December I
have.
need to enter
N
12.
month we have. Otherwise, if you
Okay.
take month also, I think it will get in a number format also. N month we have.
Okay.
In a date function also
Yeah.
similar, like a month first we have, month last we have, trimester first we have, half yearly first we have.
Mhm.
That thing also we
Okay,
can
so
do.
what if I need to get only the weekdays? I need to exclude the Saturdays and Sundays. I need only the weekdays.
Yeah, small W we have to use for that to increment in a like decrease or increment in a working days. Not if it will exclude Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, okay.
We
Yeah,
can
next I'm
also
planning to
define
go.
a Tosca date format also, target date format also if you want to change it to other format.
Okay, what is the difference between these two? Date for Tosca and target date.
uh, Tosca date format is like it is taking that input value in the defined format. Target dot format is like after like conversion, what is the output format we are expecting? Like if, the expected format like a dd dot mm dot yyyy. In this format, if you want, means we can define this in the target date format in the TCP section. So that output will come in that format, even though it is like internally it is taking different format, the output will be in the target format.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so we are done with the questions, Rika. Do you want to ask anything to me or Anisha?
Like is it only for Bangalore location, is it available for other location, this project?
What is your preferred location?
Hyderabad.
It is also there, but yeah, first preference should be is in Bangalore only. So
Okay,
if they agree, you can come to Hyderabad also.
okay. What
Bangalore and
kind of
Hyderabad
domain this
will be best.
project is?
It's based on SAP only, SAP
Okay,
application.
okay,
And then you will be working on web as well, because in SAP we have some theory is there.
okay,
So theory is nothing but an web application.
okay,
So most probably in any of the modules that you are going to put it in, whether it is SD or MM or FI or PICA, so mostly based on these modules we work on.
okay,
So if you take SD, mostly it will be on GUI side. So if you
okay,
take some other area like CRM is mostly on website.
okay,
So that all belongs to SAP only, but yeah, some are in GUI, some are in web application.
okay, got it,
So mostly you will be working in web plus GUI. So these two.
got it.
Yeah. Okay, Srikanth. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You can drop off.
Thank you. Have
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
day.
Same to you,
Bye.
Ravi and Isha.
Have a great day, Srikanth. Bye.
Yeah. This is TCS first round on 20th February 2026.